What is the most important thing in one's life? Pleasure, money, position, success. Obviously, most people are trapped in these things. They keep seeking all the time for more fulfillment, achievement, gratification, and all that. And they are never enough. There are more and more to grasp, more and more to cling to, more and more to accumulate. But it's never enough. The mind is trapped in that loop, seeking and seeking. Therefore, life becomes very busy. There are endless aims, targets to achieve. There are so many ladders to climb. There are so many pleasures to seek. And the whole living becomes restless and also oscillate, because the self-concern, the self-interest is so dominating. Success, pleasure, and all that is self-centered, isn't it? And the mind is lost, utterly confused about this chaotic and absurd living. The mind does not know how to deal with the issue. Therefore, it escapes into various entertainment, pleasure-taking activities. Well, can one discover for oneself what is the most important thing in living? To the speaker, the most important thing is to live life with absolute clarity. Without any confusion. So the life is truthful, not trapped in the make-believe world brought about by thoughts and the various illusions. That's to say, live a life without any illusions. Many people think, okay, happiness is the most important thing. So they seek happiness. But what one imagines about happiness is still the self-centered pleasure, which is the product of thoughts. And thoughts are always seeking. But thoughts can never lead one to a joyful life. And when one is discovering, finding out what is going on in the mind, in the psyche, when the mind is doing everything it can to be free from all the traps and the disorders created by thoughts, the mind has this absolute lucidity, clarity, and the joy, which is the real happiness, is merely a byproduct. But when the mind is seeking happiness, the happiness becomes the target, which is still the activity of thoughts. The mind is confused again. And then that confusion denies joy. Joy is beyond imagination. Joy is not something to seek. But joy demands absolute clarity of the mind. This whole world is based on thoughts, full of contradictions. One opinion is against another. And there are endless conflicts between people and also among or in oneself. And there are endless sufferings induced by thoughts. The war between two peoples. The hatred can last for many years, centuries. The conflict between religions, ideologies, they are all the mischiefs done by thoughts. Thoughts cannot bring about clarity. Clarity is not a product of thoughts. When the whole world is worshipping thoughts as it is, there's endless confusion, chaos. Clarity, as we said, is not a product of thoughts, but clarity can only arrive when the mind is not trapped in the patterns brought about by thoughts. But you see, most people are living in patterns. The patterns laid down by society, by the authority, by one's peculiar experience, and all that. So the mind is always stuck, trapped. And the pleasure, success, and all that is the mind. Is the pleasure the mind wants to seek. But this whole existence is narrow-focused, contradicted, and confused. The mind is not happy. The mind has a lot of issues, which are manifested in relationships, in all aspects of living. Life is utterly lonely, isolating. The mind is lost. One cannot face the mess, and escape becomes the norm. So, what is the most important in life? What is the most important thing in life? If clarity is not, can one have the compassion to deal with the disorder? Created by thoughts. Can one be free of all disorders? Can one's living is in order? Can one's living be in order? When the mind is in order, the mind is clear, which is not the product of thoughts. The mind is not trapped, stuck. Then the mind can compound. What is bliss? What is peace? What is the joy of living? And what's the meaning of one's living? When the existence is completely changed, when the existence is completely transformed, that existence, which is never self-centered, which is clear and immovable, is the meaning.